Daryl Gray. I first heard about Daryl when he was recognized as the Havilah Beardsley Young Entrepreneur of the Year in 2022 by the Junior Achievement of Elkhart County. And since that time, I guess I would be called like a groupie of Daryl's. I wouldn't say stalker, but groupie. Because he was very impressive when I heard about him first. And then I started paying attention to him and I'm not going to go into everything he's involved in. But what I will tell you is that Daryl graduated local, Elkhart Central, and he graduated Ball State University. He worked for WNDU as a photojournalist. He was nominated for an Emmy Award for the series Never Again, which was preventing school bus violence or tragedies. When I heard Daryl speak, he says that he enjoyed his career as a photojournalist, but he chose to pursue his passion, and that is being a DJ and a videographer, and he's here to come tonight because he's going to tell you a little bit about his story. And there's a lot of similarities with what I hope the gappers learned during this journey they've taken this year. And that is that you need to learn who you are and what your passion is and not be afraid to follow it. But with no further ado, Daryl has come all the way from Indianapolis to talk to us tonight. So welcome, Daryl.
That's right. Happy to be here. Happy to be here. Thank you so much for that introduction. So, like she said, I am a videographer right now. I'm just recording a video of this graduation tonight. And from my angle, it looks like it's empty in here. Do we have any gappers who want to come up and just take these few spots? Because this keynote I'm doing tonight is for you guys. This is for the gappers. So we got 5 chairs right here, 2 over here. Does anybody want to come on up? Anybody? Come on up. Come on up. This is for you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You guys are my official hype squad, all right? I'm a DJ, and my hype squad are the people who are out on the dance floor all night, who are just bringing that energy and making it happen. So that's what you guys are today. Okay, a couple over here, There we go. No, we need those chairs. There we go. And now the rest of you guys over here. Yes, the front row. It's okay. I won't make you do anything else. That's all I'll ask you to do. So if anybody has ever seen me at an event, you know, I'm always about the branding. We gotta add a little sparkle. So that's what I'm gonna do today. This is like the Superman cape. When I put this on, I feel like I can talk to anybody. I feel like I can do anything. So, all right. So, Map the Gap, class of 2025. Make some noise. This is for you guys all out here in the front and the back. This is for you guys. All right. So, I know we're all about the energy today, but we got some serious business to talk about, and that is, of course, your future. And trust me, this isn't going to be one of those boring speeches that you've been forced to sit through your whole life, probably. This is all about your moment, and this is about making your moment count. So, like I said, congratulations to all of you, and you made it through the Map the Gap program, and I want to make sure you know that you didn't just get here by chance. You worked hard, you learned, and you've grown. And I'm sure you've already learned a ton about careers, your passions, and most importantly, you learned about yourselves. But let me ask you this. Do you know more about yourselves now than you did when you first started the program? You see, when I was where you are now, I thought I had it all figured out. You know, I thought I knew exactly what my future would look like. But let me tell you, that moment, that day after graduation, your moment that you're sitting in today, that is when the real journey begins. And it's both exciting and it's terrifying at the same time. And it's one of those moments where you have to make a decision. You have to decide what's next. But remember, you're not alone on this journey. And you can just look behind you. You got mentors, and you got the knowledge that you gained, and you got the power to choose your own path. And so here's what I want you to understand about life after high school. Your life is a journey, and it's not a destination. And that journey doesn't happen all at once. You know, when I graduated, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I love music, and I love video production, but I didn't have any idea where those passions would lead. But I stayed open to new opportunities, and that is what made all the difference, was staying open. So when I first started DJing, this was in college. I just DJ'd at house parties, little things like that. And it wasn't to build a business or to be where I am today, DJing weddings throughout the state. You know, I just did it for fun. And I love music so much that I searched everywhere online for a job internship or a job where I could be around music in some fashion. So I looked on LinkedIn, I looked on Indeed, and ZipRecruiter, and Glassdoor, and a bunch of other job sites, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with. And after weeks of searching, I found the DJ internship on Indeed. But instead of just applying, I took it one step further. I went on that company's website and I emailed the owner directly, and I just kept following up with them. And I knew I had to stand out in a competitive market, and I was willing to do whatever it took. And guess what? That persistence worked. And my boss was so impressed that he hired me for a wedding DJ gig that changed my life forever. And I didn't just wake up one day and say, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. No, but I stayed open to new opportunities that came along the way, and I hustled, and I took a chance when I saw a lane. And so you don't have to have everything figured out right now. Just take the first step and be ready for when that big moment comes. And it may not happen all at once, but it's the small decisions that you make that will lead you there. So be creative, and remember this: sometimes doors are going to open if you're willing to keep on knocking. So let's be honest, life is going to throw challenges your way. There's family problems, there's health problems, and there's even going to be car problems. The list goes on. And there will be moments where you ask yourself, why am I doing this? Or it feels like the world is against you. And you will face obstacles along the way, whether it's pressure from family to pursue a certain career or personal challenges that seem beyond your control. But here's the truth: challenges aren't roadblocks, they're stepping stones, and they teach you what you don't want to help you figure out what you do want. So when you face a setback, especially one that's painful, it's not about always finding a lesson in the pain. It's about how do you respond to it, and what do you choose to do in the midst of that hardship. Do you let it define you, or do you find the strength to keep moving forward? In moments like these, it's not always about learning something right away. It's about resilience, perspective, and having the courage to push through. And life is all about trial and error, making mistakes and learning from them. So don't let those obstacles stop you. Use them as fuel to drive you forward. So when I first started my business, people thought I was crazy. They said, you're going to make a career out of DJing? At first, it didn't make sense to anyone. And I actually started my business in 2020 full time. And if any other year was an indicator that might have been a bad idea, it was 2020. But you know what? It made sense to me. And now I am running a company that has done over 300 events, and we earned more than 200 5-star reviews. But it didn't come easy. I had to get through those initial challenges, put in the work, and bet on myself when nobody else would. I didn't take out a loan from my parents. I didn't take out a loan from the bank. I saved every dollar I made to buy equipment, to invest in myself, and to keep on growing. So let me ask you this. When was the last time you took a risk that paid off? And how did it feel? Maybe it was just deciding to take a gap year. And here's the secret. Successful people have that feeling, that same feeling, time and time and time again. So one of the hardest things you'll face is pressure from those around you, especially your family. Now your family, they love you, especially those who are right here at your graduation, and they want what's best for you. But they may not always understand your dreams, and that's okay, because this is your journey, and it's not theirs. So some of you may have felt pressure to follow a certain path, and you might feel like you have to become something that your family envisioned for you. But here's just what I want to tell you today. Don't let anyone's expectations define your future. So whether you're pursuing a career in nursing or culinary arts or dancing or CSI or healthcare or social work or the power industry, or something else entirely, just remember, you don't have to follow the crowd. You have the power to choose your own path. So follow what feels right for you. And this is your life, this is your story, and don't let anyone else write it for you. Now I know what some of you may be thinking. You're like, but Daryl, I don't even know where to start. I don't even have the skills yet. And here's the thing, your worth ethic is what's going to set you apart. It doesn't matter if you're the smartest person in the room or not. What matters is how hard you work. Because at the end of the day, someone less talented than you will pass you up if you don't outwork them, and you'll pass up the person who's way more smart, way more talented than you if you're willing to work harder than them. And I'll admit, I wasn't the best DJ when I started, and I definitely was not the best videographer when I started. And I didn't have any clue what I was doing, but I was willing to learn and to practice and to hustle. You know, I built my skill set, and I worked long hours, and eventually you learn to make a name for yourself. And you've learned throughout this program about different industries, different career paths, and you met many different people. But now it's about how hard you're willing to work to get to where you're willing to go. And that's what sets you apart from the pack. Life is all about taking initiative and having the courage to chase after your dreams. So try things and fail and learn from it and try again, because failure can be your greatest teacher and fear can be your greatest enemy. And the reason you're graduating today is because this community believes in you. And if you don't take anything else from my speech today, just remember this: always believe in yourself. So let me ask, what would you do if you weren't afraid to fail? So take a second to think about that. And maybe this is one of the first times you've been asked this question. I can almost guarantee that what's stopping you from going after what you really want can be overcome if you think outside the box and are willing to ask for the support of others. One of the most important lessons I learned is this: your circle matters. The people you surround yourself with will either push you forward or they'll hold you back. And when I started this journey, I wasn't just hanging out with anybody. I was connecting with people who believed in me and people who pushed me to go further. And for example, my best friend is a lawyer, and my fiance, she's a successful artist, and my mentor, LaVon Johnson, who you guys met in the program, and he's the president of the Elkhart Chamber. And you just have to think about it like this: who are the 3 people you spend the most time with? And are they visionaries? Are they people who challenge you to be better? And if not, maybe it's time to take a step back and reassess. Because if you're not surrounding yourself with people who are elevating you, then you're also missing out on a huge part of success. All right, so before I finish up, I just want to remind you, Map the Gap gave you guys a blueprint for the future. You've done the work, and now it is time to get out there and execute. But remember, you don't have to have it all figured out today. You guys have worked on the 3-year plan, and you got mentors who are right here to support you. So the next step is to keep learning, to keep growing, and to keep pushing forward. So here's my challenge to you. This is DG's challenge. Make sure that you're true to yourself in every decision that you make. There will be moments when it feels like everything's against you, but that's when you dig in, because you're the one who gets to decide your future. So what's one thing you can do today that will get you closer to your dreams tomorrow? And I encourage you to go after it after graduation. So Map the Gap, congratulations again. You worked hard to get here. Now take this energy, take your plan, and go make something legendary happen. And you got this. And remember, you are the author of your own story. So look around. You're surrounded by people who have made it through a challenging year and are right there with you to embark on their next adventure. So let this moment today be a reminder that your journey is just beginning, and of course you are not alone. The best is yet to come, and I can't wait to see all the incredible things that you'll accomplish. So stand tall, stand proud, and take charge of the future, and the world is waiting for you. So congratulations, class of 2025.